Hi, everybody. This is Pastor Brent. Today, I'd like to share with you a few thoughts that we're going to focus around Psalm 145. A couple weeks ago, Mark was preaching and he was talking about a quote from John Stott. And John Stott said that what do people need to know most? And his quote said, "We need to know God better." Well, how do we know God? Well, there's a few ways that we can know God. Scripture tells us is that one way we can know is by looking at creation. We can look around us and see the beauty and grandeur of God's creation and the power that He has in creation, and that helps us to to know some of the attributes of God. The other ways that we can get to know God is by looking at His people and how He exhibits Himself through us, His people, to each other. And that's how He can show His love to us by through us as His people. Another way that we look is that we can see that God shows us who He is in Jesus. That's the physical manifestation of God coming to earth, that He came here and showed us what a perfect life was look like, and so that we could see what God looked like in the flesh. But in the day to day, what we often get to, how we can get to know God better is by looking at Scripture. In today's world, we're told that we need to have faith and not fear. Well, that's true, but what's important is what we put our faith in. And we need to know the God that we put our faith in. Psalm 145 is a psalm of praise that David wrote that explores a lot of God's attributes that He has. Now, a few years back, I wrote a song that is based on Psalm 145, and I'd like to share that with you. And as you listen to that, please hear that the psalmist is saying of who God is. This is the God who we can put our faith in, and He has all these wonderful attributes that we can know Him better by reading His Word and getting to know Him better. Listen to this, please. The Lord is gracious and compassionate, slow to anger and rich in love. The Lord is good to all. He has compassion on creation. All you have made will praise you. O Lord, your saints will extol you. They tell of your glory and speak of your might, that all may know of you. The Lord is faithful to His promises and loving towards all He has made. The Lord upholds all those who fall and lift up all who are bowed down. The eyes of all look to you. You give them food at the proper time. You open your hand and satisfy the wants of every living thing. The Lord is righteous in His ways and loving toward all He has made. The Lord is near to all who call on Him, to all who call on Him in truth. He fills the needs of those who fear Him. He hears their cry and He saves them. The Lord watches those He loves, but the wicked He will destroy. My mouth will praise the Lord. Let every creature praise His holy name forever and ever. Amen. In that psalm, we hear how God is gracious and compassionate. Yet he is powerful. He hears his people. He loves us and he wants to take care of us. That's the kind of God that we have. That's the kind of God that we can put our faith in. So when we are asked to not fear but have faith, we need to realize that we have faith in a powerful, loving, caring God who is looking after us. And sometimes, in spite of the circumstances around us, we see that He is still for us. That's our God. He's a God who loves us and who's for us. And that's a God who we can have faith in and that we can worship. So, have no fear, but have faith in our God. Have a great week.